wants to hear. And this is when you learn that your child is being bullied. I'm going to approach this from the perspective of a parent whose child is actually the victim, and I'll discuss the impacts, the reason behind the bully's behavior, child culture and its failures, and also a plan to advocate for change at my child's school. So I guess for my child, the short-term impacts are pretty visible. This includes declining grades, making up reasons to miss school, trouble sleeping, and also a loss of confidence. My child also withdraws from a lot of social events because they just want to avoid being put in risky scenarios among their peers. So the long-term potential is also probably the most scariest part about chronic bullying. Chronic bullying can lead to anger rumination, difficulty forming healthy relationships later in life, and even physical health consequences like a higher body mass index or elevated stress hormones. And bullying can often be the origin story to certain disorders such as, anorexia nervosa, where, they just don't eat and, their brain's kind of cognitively messed up. So why bullies succeed? So bullies succeed because this comes down to, child culture and morality. Bullying is never really a one-on-one event. It's a group phenomenon. And bullies are successful because of social influence. And bystanders usually conform to the bully's behavior, maybe because they don't want to get bullied themselves. Bystanders also often exacerbate or imitate the violence rather than stop it because they want to fit in or gain status. And this is kind of where morality breaks down. So the rules of the child's culture prioritizes loyalty to the peer group over empathy for the victim. And bullies are often very socially intelligent. They know how to leverage conformity and also compliance to kind of build somewhat of a coalition. And the children's culture kind of protects the bully by staying silent. And victims don't tell adults because they fear retaliation or feel the social norm is kind of similar to snitches get stitches and they'll get punished for it. Not by, the adults, but the other kids. So knowing this, you kind of have to look at the school environment. And I've done my research and found out that, zero tolerance policies do not work at all. And they simply push kids out the door without addressing the root cause of the issue. So instead, I'll be advocating for restorative justice. So when I approach the school, I want to just demand punishment. I will bring this research up and ask, how are you moving away from zero tolerance? And also, are you implementing restorative circles where the bully, victim, and bystanders can understand the harm being caused? So I will ask for 3 specific changes. The first one will be increased supervision, like monitoring the hallways to spot, kind of areas where adult presence is usually low. Also, bystander intervention training,